Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up, guys? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and welcome to my The Bad Batch Season 3, Episode 14, titled Flash Strike preview video. We are going to be discussing a number of our own different theories throughout this video, as well as everything that we're anticipating and everything that we know about the newest and upcoming episode of The Bad Batch, especially as its third and final season really begins to come to a closure, and the stakes are being set quite high. Of course, we're going to go ahead and hop right on into it, but before we do though, however, grab the subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Okay, so in this video we are going to be taking a quick read from dorksideoftheforce.com. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. As I read, Star Wars The Bad Batch Season 3, Episode 14, Flash Strike, as it's titled, is the penultimate episode of the series. With only now 2 weeks left in the show, every moment has major implications going forward, and everything counts. All killer, no filler. With Clone Force 99, or the Bad Batch, finally heading to Tantus to rescue Omega, several other wild cards remain in play. Now, will ex-Vice Admiral Rampart betray them, or will he keep the word and keep the peace? I think he will, for one. While Dr. Emery Carr is also seemingly secretly going to help Omega, and also the other Force-sensitive kids is another question that remains. Will Rex show up as backup with some of his other clone friends for some backup to help the Bad Batch? Will we find out the identity of CX-2, the clone assassin? Is it Tech? Is it Commander Cody? A clone of Crosshair? Or just somebody in completely random? Is this a complete red herring to throw thus fans off? I honestly would hope it's not, but it honestly probably is. How will they beat Dr. Royce Hemlock and also his lackeys like Dr. Scalder? Will a Zillo Beast eat him and randomly show up? How will Tantus fall to where they're still developing the same cloning technology decades later into The Mandalorian? And probably one of the biggest questions, is somebody going to die? Taking a step back here and looking at all of these many different questions, what do I think about them? What do you think about them? Let me know in the comments down below. Seeing how Tantus is going to fall and how the Empire is seemingly going to get beat in this battle, not necessarily the war as of right now, as to where they're still developing that same cloning technology later, decades later at that, in The Mandalorian. A part of the Mandoverse is a big question out there, and a bit of a, not plot hole, but just plot armor, I think, at that. It kind of takes away a bit from the Bad Batch's show, I think, at the end of the day. It does and it doesn't. We kind of have an idea of what could and what probably will happen, but not entirely and necessarily. Just because they're still, the Empire is still trying to develop the same cloning technology decades later and part of the Mandoverse, doesn't mean that all of the Bad Batch gets to go off and have a happy ending and all kind of live together, essentially, pretty much. A lot of those stakes are still very much so there, and the Bad Batch may not have a happy ending whatsoever, especially given that none of them do seem to be mentioned or appear in any other later Star Wars content or media, novels, books, comics, video games, other shows, even the movies, of course. They're just nowhere ever really there to be around. I think a big factor into that would have had to be having seen maybe the Bad Batch appear in the Star Wars Rebels animated show, or maybe a kind of just a name drop at that. I think one of the most likely routes for the Bad Batch to take after this show, seeing and hoping for, fingers crossing for, that they'll have a happy ending, is that they would go off and join the rebellion. That doesn't seem to be the case though, however. At least for right now. Only time will tell though, however, on a part of that. Other questions such as how are they going to beat Dr. Royce Hemlock and his other comrades that are working with them? Having a Zillo Beast just randomly appears, I feel, is a bit too random. It is still funny to think about though, however, but seeing that Hemlock probably won't make it out of this either alive, I think is a big contributing factor and something that a lot of us are looking forward to, but anticipating. there isn't any way for him to necessarily get arrested. There isn't really anyone for him to be arrested by other than the Empire, which I highly doubt, but it could happen. It happened with Rampart, but I don't think it will happen in this case with Hemlock. I think that his only option out is to be killed off. As I had also mentioned there, all of the different theories and even that rumors, fan suspicions, and speculations about the clone CX2 that had been hunting down the Bad Batch, specifically Omega, for the last couple of episodes. Who is it? Is it supposed to be somebody that we know? Is it Tech, Commander Cody? A clone of Crosshair is a newer rumor that I've heard being thrown out there as well. It's not completely off the radar, but I highly doubt that one, to be honest. I think if for anything, it would be Cody or Tech, if that's the route that Dave Filoni would want to take, and making it somebody that we would know and love, I think would really be quite a tear in the heart. If the Batch is really determined to take down the entirety of Tantus, everything that it stands for, all of the different experiments that are going on there, they're going to need some backup, and that backup is definitely going to be having Rex reappear with a couple of his clone friends and other clone comrades to help assist onto that. Also, not to mention, remember, there's a bunch of other clones that are stuck on Tantus that are trying to get out, or not necessarily trying to get out, but you know, they want to be out. Like, they don't want to be trapped there anymore. They're being held imprisoned and kind of just are really prisoners at the end of the day. There's nothing to do, really. So yeah, all those clones trying to help get out is going to be a huge contributing factor, I feel, for when Tantus does fall. Emery Carr, all of the other Force-sensitive kids, Omega as well. I guess she is technically Force sensitive since she's able to hold an M count that is higher, and that can be cloned as well. That's usable for their experiments, essentially. How is that all going to go down? I think that Emery Carr is cracking. I think that's something that they've been showing for the last couple of episodes, and that she will have evidently helped the kids, these Force-sensitive kids, get out, even if it means sacrificing herself. I think that's going to be maybe the kick to the heart, is that Emery Carr is in some way, shape, or form going to sacrifice herself to let the rest of the Force-sensitive kids get out of there, essentially. And also, one last one, as I had kind of already touched on at the beginning of this video, will Vice Admiral Rampart, or ex-Vice Admiral Rampart, turn his back, betray Bad Batch, especially as he's working with them so closely? I don't think so. He seems very loyal. Like, it doesn't seem like he has anything to lose or gain from that kind of, if anything, he'll be losing things, like being stuck with the Empire, and like getting arrested with the Empire has got to be way worse of an arrest than whoever was keeping him hostage, which was actually technically still the Empire when they had taken him off of that planet a couple of episodes ago. Nonetheless, though, Rampart betraying the Bad Batch, I don't see it. I think that he's honestly kind of a more fun character now. He's more goofy. He's not as sinister. He's kind of redeemed himself, if for anything. And if for anything, he would also fall underneath that sacrifice kind of category, sadly to say. If anybody's going to get killed off or sacrifice themselves, it honestly might be Rampart. Anyway, guys, this here all being said, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. What are you looking forward to seeing with the last couple of episodes of the Bad Batch's third and final season? Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been an official Star Wars. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.